Guys, you are honestly in for a treat. This is going to be my most valuable video that I've ever dropped today on this very YouTube channel. It's actually going to make all of the other gurus lead sourcing for e-commerce businesses, how to find e-commerce businesses for SMMA videos, all of those videos, they're gonna be made redundant by this very one video here. I'm telling you right now, there is nobody on this planet that can actually beat me when it comes to lead sourcing, prospecting, that sort of stuff. I am the king at that. That is a public challenge to anybody right here, right now. You see me, I don't have a huge name, so I can't just post a YouTube video and make it go viral within like the first 24 hours, get like 500, 600, 700, a million views or anything like that. I don't have that. So in order to compete with some of these big dudes, I have to make sure that my knowledge when it comes to lead sourcing, generating leads, is absolutely sharp, just like 10 times as sharp as theirs, just so that I can actually even frigging compete with these dudes. I mean, imagine if you've got like, I don't know, 500K, 100, even 100K, 200K, 300K, a million subscribers on YouTube. Do you really think you'd ever need to be in the trenches generating leads or finding leads ever again? Probably not, guys. So in this video right here, guys, I'm gonna be breaking down exactly how you can go about finding high ticket e-commerce clients for your social media marketing agency using my very own method, which is called reverse prospecting. I actually learned this from a variety of different places. It's actually not from any courses, to be honest with you. I actually found this from just talking to actual real life growth hackers, I believe they're what they're actually called. So I'm gonna be showing you some extremely powerful strategies. And in fact, in this particular video, I'm actually gonna be showing you how to get about 5,000 e-commerce leads for free. Now, this is going to be so in depth that I believe I might have to put a disclaimer in here. This is for educational purposes only. That's how many leads I'm gonna show you how to freaking get by the end of this video for free. For free, guys. So let's jump straight into my computer. As you can see, we're in my computer right now, guys. The audio may be a little bit weird because the microphone's over here and I'm looking over here. But long story short, guys, I just want to break down, right, how my process is different from all the other gurus out there. First of all, when you're actually going to YouTube and stuff like that, or even in people's programs, believe me, I know I've bought them all. They teach these exact same methods right here, which is my IP.ms or the algorithm hop. I'll go through each one of these just real quickly, but my premise is this. The reasons why these two methods are extremely slow, extremely outdated, is because I like to say this, I've got like a phrase, addition is much slower than elimination. And here's what I mean by that. Both of these methods here makes you start off with a blank Google sheet like so, and then you actually start filling in the actual details that you find from these particular sheets, which is extremely slow. I actually do it the complete opposite way around, where I actually find a huge bunch of leads first, and then I go through a process of elimination whenever I see a lead that doesn't fit my criteria. So let me show you what I mean by this, guys. So my IP.ms, this is like a who is website where it basically shows you who's hosting what website and what IP address is connected to what platform. That's the way I can explain this. But long story short, if you put Shopify's IP address in here, which is this on the screen, now what you do is you click on this, and again, this is the old slow guru kind of like method that they basically teach. And then you go down here and you actually start looking at all these records down here, and what this will do is it will show you a load of like Shopify stores that is being built with Shopify. Now the premise of this is that the reason why this kind of works and why a lot of people actually, and this is kind of popular, is because it's actually it's a smart technique in terms of what it's trying to do and what it's trying to accomplish. I understand the methodology behind it is what I'm trying to say. The methodology behind it and the thought process behind it is that we're looking for e-commerce stores. If you take a look to see what sort of e-commerce platforms are the most popular, you've got stuff like Shopify. Shopify is the #1 kind of like platform for e-commerce stores to build their website on. Now, if we find like all the Shopify stores and what they've been built on, if you were using the IP address, which is this right here, then we'll be able to see a whole bunch of Shopify stores. And as you can see, there's some huge brands here in here, like Gymshark, Spigen. All these are like way too big for our agencies, more likely. So what we can do in here is put like, I don't know, maybe 400 visitors to like 1,000, maybe even 2,500 visitors, for example. So as you can see now, guys, as I've put in 400 to 2,500 visitors per day, this is obviously how many people are visiting the stores per day, so it's not too small and not too big. Now we can see a nice list of leads. The only problem with this is that we have to go through each one of these and open them up in a new tab and wait for it to open, and then go through the actual brand, and then go through and find the business owner's details, and go through and find their social media accounts. And then what you have to do is put them into this particular list like this. So pretend that this is a column. You've got the company name, and then you put the company name in here, for example, and then you've got a website like this. There you go. You've got a website like so, and then you've got the company name would obviously be the same thing as this. I'm not going to type it all out, but you get the point I'm trying to make, guys. This is a very, very slow method, very played out method that a lot of gurus still teach to this day in their programs. Kind of sad, but yeah, that's what most gurus are actually teaching, and that's what called the myip.ms method. And again, it does work. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to say it doesn't work. It's just that it's extremely slow, extremely tedious. Even if you get a third-party member or you hire a team member, aka a virtual assistant, to actually go through this list of leads for you and go through them. There's loads of them, by the way. So yeah, there is a big list. However, I'm going to show you a much better example. Now, I just want to walk you through the algorithm hop method as well. So we've kind of cleared this method. We can get rid of the myip.ms method. We can get rid of this as well over here. So that's the myip.ms method. As you can see, very slow, very tedious. It's like a 9-to-5 job within itself. I'm not even joking. This is something that gurus miss out. That like doing that strategy I just showed you there is literally like having a 9-to-5 job within itself. It takes so long to find the business owner's name, put all the details into an Excel sheet like we are here with all the right columns, you know, company name, owner's email address, social media accounts, all that sort of stuff, and the verified email. Like it takes way too long is what I'm trying to say. There's a much quicker way which I'm going to be showing you throughout this video. Obviously that's the entire point of this video, but long story short, the next way, what's called the Instagram algorithm hub, where you find like an initially perfect business and you put that into Instagram, and then you start looking at businesses that Instagram recommends to you when you hit a little drop down, which I'll show you in a second, and it shows you brands that are very similar. So here's basically how it starts off. You basically go to just a random blog where you can just type in, or even just Google, and you type in like men's sunglasses brands, or I'll do skincare because skincare was my first ever e-commerce client, skincare brands. And then what you do is you scroll down to like a blog like this where it's got like 22 best men's skincare brands, and then what you would do is you would open up one of these brands into you know, open up their URL basically. Just gonna grab that, open that up, go to their official site, then you would scroll down and go to their Instagram, for example, and then this is probably gonna be a huge brand, but long story short, this is what you would do. You would click on this little drop down here and you would go through the brand. 9 times out of 10 you don't want it to be like a verified brand though, and then what it will do is it will normally start recommending you very, very similar brands. I've got one here already pulled up for you guys that I actually found, and what you can do is you can go through this, and as you can see, it's a men's grooming products basically, and what it will do is when you hit the little drop down here, it will actually recommend you other brands, for example like this. And again, this is a cool way, don't get me wrong, it's a really cool way to actually find brands, but it's so friggin' slow that it's absolutely insane. Now what you can do is obviously just put this into a Excel sheet. Again, you do a lot of copying and pasting back and forth into an Excel sheet. You'd have the Instagram name, for example, or Instagram URL. You'd have the company name, for example. Obviously these are in the right order, website, and then you would have the IG name. There you go. And then you go through and you would copy each one of these things over into the sheet, and as you can see, that would take friggin' ages to do. So let me show you now that we've got those two slow methods out of the way, let me show you what I've been using for years on ends to literally get so many leads now. I worked it out the other day. I have like over, I believe it's 3.5 million leads or something like that, and I did the maths the other day, and I worked out, right, that even if I was to send 100 emails per day, every single day, 365 days a year, it would take me over 80 something years to run out of leads. I think it was actually 90 something years to run out of leads, but I'll be a little bit conservative. It's like 80 something years before I actually run out of leads. And that's if I'm sending 100 emails to 100 different brands every single day for the rest of my life, including Saturdays and Sundays, including sick days, including Christmas, including all the holidays. That is absolutely insane. I'm actually going to show you how to go about getting 5,000 leads right now for free. Now I call this reverse prospecting. Just hear me out and just look to see what I've been working with for all these years and why I've been hyping up age traumatization, because this is actually taught inside of age traumatization in a much more in-depth way. But I'm going to give you the premise of this real quick. So let's get rid of all of these kind of like things that we don't need. So take a look at this, guys, right? I've actually got a really cool way for you to actually find businesses, and this is what you call a technology lookup. So here's what's going to happen, right? You're going to go to Google and you're just going to type in e-commerce or the Shopify tech lookup sites, or just tech lookup sites in general, and you're going to come across a whole bunch of tech lookup sites. There are hundreds of these, guys. I'm giving you some real source right here, guys. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. And what you can do, right? And what a tech lookup site basically is what it sounds like on the tin. A tech lookup website is a website you can go to find what a certain platform is built using, or find websites that are built using a certain platform, which is in the case that we're going to be doing. So aka we can go to this particular, and this is the funny thing as well, guys, this URL right here that you're looking at on the screen, like nobody knows this URL. Like if you go to, I know that you're probably familiar with hunter.io for collecting emails, but no, you can't actually access this particular link here unless you know the direct URL. It's almost like a cheat code, like this right here. Like nobody knows this, the hunter.io/tech lookup. Like that right there, nobody knows this. But if you go into the actual box here, there we go, just click on Shopify, and what it will do is it will actually create you a list. You click on create list, and what this is actually doing again, guys, is that we're telling it, we want you to show us websites that are built with this technology called Shopify. So again, it's very smart. It's almost like the My IP thing, but in a much quicker way. So basically this website is showing us all the websites that are built using Shopify. And guess what? Those that are built with Shopify, or just websites that are built with Shopify in general, are going to be e-commerce brands. And in those e-commerce brands, there's going to be high ticket clients. This is why this works so well, guys. And what you can do then is start breaking it down by industry. So you can actually break it down by industry, what sort of industry you want to be in. I personally never use these industry things. I found that they're not accurate. I just put in English, obviously. Just put in English, just English itself. And I move this popularity to like 1 to 4, maybe even 2 to 4, so I don't actually get like really huge brands. And then what you can do is you can upgrade to premium plan, but this is completely free. Just sign up to hunter.io with any email, and you can literally get 5,000 websites for free, 5,000 leads for free, guys. And then you press validate selection, and what this will do is it will take a little while to create the file, but it will actually download you a file that looks exactly like this. I just did this a second ago. I'm just gonna get this step 5 out of the way. Just did this a second ago, and what it will do is it will give you all these domains down here. As you can see, that literally just downloaded there at the bottom, and it's just probably gonna be like a very similar file. But long story short, guys, as you can see, if I keep scrolling, it literally just gave me 5,000 leads, right, within a couple of clicks. So look how quick this is. Now, here's what I mean by the process of addition. So adding in leads into an Excel sheet is much slower than elimination. And here's what I mean by that. Now that we've got a nice list of 5,000 leads, oh, and by the way, if you don't know how to import your leads into Excel, you just go File, Import, then you're just gonna go to Upload, you drag and drop wherever your file is being downloaded, your CSV file, and it will upload those leads right into Google Sheets, which is why I love using Google Sheets. Insert new sheet, import data, and we're gonna import that list of leads. 1 second. There we go, it's already imported them. So I'm gonna show you this. I'm just gonna call this lead import. So there we go. We just imported those leads here, and again, we've got so many freaking leads in here. It's insane. I'm going all the way down, 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 and we've got actually 4,999 leads, or 5,000 leads, guys. Now, not all of these obviously are going to be a good fit, or you're not going to be able to basically break these down by category unless you get like a virtual assistant and get them to go through this. But let me show you what you can actually do from here on out, because it's a very powerful thing when you're starting off with leads, or just a huge list of leads like this. It's a huge advantage, because again, it's so much more easier to be like, hey, this is not a qualified brand, and then all you do is you just click on delete row, and the brand's gone already. You see how quick that was? Instead of having to go and find the business and then find the company name and then find what language they speak and all that crazy stuff, you don't have to do all of that. Well, you have to do a little bit of work. I'm gonna show you in a second, but as you can see, it's so much quicker if you eliminate brands out of the list instead of adding them in, which is why I call it reverse prospecting, because we do it, you find what the gurus are doing, and I do it the exact opposite. This is literally my strategy that I've been using for years, guys. Literally years, guys. You won't find this anywhere else in any other programs. You probably will now, because I've linked it onto YouTube. But yeah, this is the strategy I created. So if you ever see this strategy, know where it came from, guys, because I'm not even joking. I didn't find this in any courses, and I bought every single one of the courses on the market whilst I was building age traumatization. Not one of them had this sort of level of detail in there. So this is what you start doing with these list of leads. Now I'm just going to break this down into its kind of like steps, if you will. So we've got a list of URLs, which is actually funny, because when you actually have a list of URLs, you can do some really powerful stuff. So step 1 will be, you'll probably download the list of leads, and it will end up looking like this. Sometimes the company name's not there, so I'm just going to quickly delete this column. Sometimes the company thing, the actual columns are not there. These columns sometimes aren't there as well. So what do you do from this stage on? Well, what you can actually do is grab these leads, just grab this entire column, copy it over, and then call this company name. And I'm just going to show you something really cool right now. What you can do is you can highlight this column, and you can go to, I believe it's tools, you can, it's actually extensions. So this is why I use Power Tools, because we use this extension here. You go to add-ons and you press get add-ons. The add-on that you're actually going to be looking for is a tool called Power Tools. This, again, something that nobody in this industry knows. And Power Tools is already installed on my thingamajig. But what it is like I think it's like £32 for the entire year. So you don't need to worry about it. So I think that's like £2 a month, £2.50 a month. So like $3 a month or something like that. I do recommend getting this and install it into your actual Google Sheets. Power Tools is like a tool that allows you to do certain formulas inside of Excel without you needing to ever know the formulas. AKA, what we can do with the second column is highlight it, go to extensions, we can go down to Power Tools, we can press start. And what we can actually do with this particular tool is we can tell the tool to go through all of these URLs, and we want to remove the URL itself, AKA like this. And we also want to remove the .com at the end. So we can actually tell this tool, hey, go to the actual, I believe it's the text, you go to remove, and then what you can do is you can go, you want to remove characters after the dot. So what this will do is it will remove all the characters that come after the dot, which will be .com or .co.uk or .com.au. It will remove everything that comes after the dot, and then what you can do is tell Power Tools to go through the list of again, and it will remove all the dots. So what's going to happen is, let me give you an example. This URL looked like this originally. We can tell Power Tools to remove everything that comes after the dot, and as you can see, there's still a dot here. And then we can tell Power Tools again, open up Power Tools again, and tell it to remove the dot. And now we've actually got the company name, which is slightly unformatted, and we can just get, this link, by the way, will already be removed when you actually run Power Tools the first time. But what we can do now is make this the actual company name. And the best thing about this Power Tools thing again is that we can actually go down all the columns, and we can actually start changing the capitals. So we can actually capitalize each word, and it will actually capitalize each word for us. So this will actually look like steep and mellow. There you go. It look exactly like that. Now that's what you call a formatted company name. You want your company names to look formatted, aka they want to look correct. You don't want company names to look like this, LLC at the end, because when you're actually using the company name in your emails, it looks like you just copied and pasted. So that's how you would find the company names real quick. So yeah, I'm just giving you an example. Step one would be you start off with a list of URLs, and then you will have an unformatted company name, and then you just tell Power Tools. You can go through, by the way, this manually. You probably have to do this manually. Get a virtual assistant, by the way. I'm just giving you the overview of this. Get a virtual assistant to go through these if you want to, and go like so. And then what you would do after you've got the company name is obviously go and find the owner's name. And all you would do for that is you would just copy the company name. I like to use hotkeys, by the way. My hotkeys are Command, or if you guys are on Windows, Command C T V. So Command C copies the text on the screen. Command T opens up a new tab, and Command V pastes it in. But I do it all in one synchronous move, which makes it extremely quick, and I teach my VAs this. So I hold down the command button, or for you guys it would be holding down the control button, and you just press CTV, enter. And as you can see, it opens up straight away the actual brand. And now you can do is just put the word owner at the end, and it will actually find you the owner. Ada O'Toole, I believe that is how you pronounce that. And then what you do is you just go in here and you paste it in like so. And then what you can do, now that we've actually got, right, the actual first name and the second name, what we can do is we can have a blank column on the right hand side of the name. Obviously you go down the list and you obviously do this for, I'm just giving you one example, but you would obviously go down the list and do this. And what you can do now is you can go to data, split text to columns. You can split them by space. And what this will do is it will take your owner's first name and last name and split them onto two columns. So now we've got the first name here. So the first name here. And what we can do now is we can take the websites again and we can duplicate them. Let me show you what I mean by that. I'm gonna put them into another column. And then what we're gonna do is, I'll put them in the unverified column actually. I'm gonna go press Command Z, put them in the unverified column. And now what we will do is we can actually call these unverified emails. Now here's what an unverified email is. Again, this is why I love Power Tools. We can highlight this entire column and we can tell Power Tools to remove all the HTTPS://, right? And then we can also tell Power Tools again to run delete everything that comes after .com. So that would remove the .com/. So it would look like this. I'm just gonna actually show you what it would look like in steps. You tell Power Tools the first time to remove this at the very beginning. So it would look like this. Then you tell Power Tools to remove everything that comes after the .com. like so. And then obviously by that time, the link would be removed because Power Tools automatically removes the link. And then you just tell it to remove in fact, we actually want to keep the .coms, excuse me, I just remembered. You actually want to keep the .coms. You just want to remove the slash at the end. So just remove the slash at the end, and here's why. What we can do now is once we've got a URL that looks like this, without the HTTPS, we just remove the HTTPS for all of these leads down here, and the www dots if they've got them, obviously. And then what you can do is you can actually go and put an @, tell Power Tools to put an @, 1 second, an @ right at the beginning. And the best thing is now we can actually merge or even just get a virtual assistant to copy the first name and put it at the start of this particular person. And now we've probably got the actual person's real email address, because think about it, most of the time it's going to be the person's first name at companyname.com, which is their actual domain. And to verify that, we can go to verifiedemail.org and we can slap in the email here and see if it's actually a verified email. There you go. Or you can use something called Never Bounce. I recommend using both of them to double verify your emails. Never Bounce is a really good place. Or by the way, you can actually grab all your entire leads, grab them and put them all into a software called Any Mail Finder, and this will do this automatically for you. So you don't really have to mess about, and you only pay for the verified leads. You see why this strategy is just so much freaking quicker than everything else out there. And when you actually combine it with virtual assistants and first line writers, honestly, you're gonna end up with a sheet that looks like this. You've got the owner's name, you've got the website, you've got the company name. Where's the company name at the start? You've got the company name, owner's name, website, email address, and a personalized first lines all in a box. You download that, upload it to Lemlist, and you start letting your email campaigns fly, guys. And this is how you're going to get high ticket clients on autopilot, guys. Hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you guys back on camera real quick. So guys, I hope that you've actually enjoyed that video just there. I hope I explained it well enough, and I know I went through a lot, very, very, very quickly. That's just because I don't want the video to go over too long. I could literally spend hours on this inside of Ecom. I spent about 3 hours, just over 3 hours or something like this, explaining this exact same system inside of Ecom. So if you want to enroll in that, the entire system's in there, as well as how you actually go about training your virtual assistant to do this for you, as well as just the entire system from A to Z in a much smoother way. But honestly guys, this is a system that I've created. I've learned this from a variety of different sources, none of them by the way were main cliche SMA mainstream courses. I actually learned this through growth hackers, going through deep forums and stuff like that, on like gray hat websites and crazy stuff like that, which is why I gave a disclaimer that like this is for tutorial purposes only, because you can actually go and grab like 3.5 million leads if you know where to look, which is what you get inside of each imitation as well, and how to actually go about doing all of that. But again, it's for educational purposes only, guys. So as you can see, once you actually find brands in a nice little sheet like that, it's just so much easier, so much quicker, and so much more efficient to delete brands out of your Excel sheet than it is to add businesses in. So much quicker, guys. So hope you've actually enjoyed that. And again, if you actually want to find the actual verified emails, you can use stuff like hunter.io and actually go to the website. I'm not going to show you that because everybody knows that. Or snov.io, go to the website, click on it, and actually open up the brand and go to their website and see what it actually looks like, and verify it through that. I just want to teach you more about how to speed up the process. Everybody knows what a decent brand looks like these days, so I just want to show you the actual technical strategy behind it and actually give you some actual value that you can actually take from this video. I mean, think about it. You just got given 5,000 leads. I'm sure that deserves at least a like, at least a comment, and at least a subscription and the notification bell turned on. So that's all I ask for in return. And if you do want to enroll into Ecom, the link is below. Other than that though, guys, I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next video pretty soon. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.